to deal with these economic issues.
There was an interesting fact when people, your people, knew that you were going to be on this morning. I got dozens and dozens and dozens of links to a video that your people have produced dealing with the time that you were a physician. And this was of I don't know, I'm assuming you're aware of this, was a black fellow from Texas whose wife was in distress, giving birth in a hospital, and she was having trouble, and they were having trouble finding a doctor who was willing to give them service, and by implication, because he was black and she was a white lady, that she was having trouble finding an emergency physician. Here's the sound of some of this.
It was between 1972 and 73, but it was still a lot of prejudice around this area. My wife was sick, and I was trying to get some attention for her. Nobody came to check. They just left her there. Well, I believe I was left there because of the difference, me being black and her being white. And every time I would say something to the head nurse, she would get pretty upset. And then she finally called the Freeport Police Department, said I was harassing her. And I mean, I didn't know anything to do. Well, then Ron Paul come to my rescue. He just stepped in and went to work with my wife. And after he seen her, I'd say no more than 10 minutes later, she had a stillborn boy child. And he said, as far as the bill, he would take care of everything, which he did. I never got a bill from the hospital or anything, and he was a doctor of medicine, and that's what he was doing, was practicing medicine, and it didn't matter who and what and why.
That's an amazing story.
Wow.
How did you? That's a long time ago. I'm surprised.
Well,
how did you?
This was. I just saw this a little while ago. It wasn't put out by our campaign. It was put out by that. The Super PAC type stuff that are separated from the campaign.
Okay.
I'm amazed at how they found that. If you would have asked me to go back and find somebody like that, I wouldn't know. But to me, I don't remember it. I don't recall it because it was one of just the way we practice medicine, in a way, at least I practice medicine.
Obviously, it was incredibly important to that guy.
It was a non-event in the sense that is what I thought my responsibilities were, but I never had the knowledge of how grateful he was, and to me that's magnificent.
After all this time, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's been a long time. So
we will continue with Dr. Ron Paul, Congressman Ron Paul, presidential candidate here in the middle of Iowa. You're listening to 1040 WHO Radio, and we're also simulcasting on C-SPAN here this morning. And Mr. Cooper is going to update us on our farm markets. We'll reconvene in just a moment at 1040 WHO. Okay, now we're back with our C-SPAN viewers. I can see that kind of an emotional effect on you.
Yeah, it did. Well, because it's sort of something